that made noise. And I raised the question, what decibels, what amount of volume is prescribed under the EMA Act that you can not make noise? Discourse and claps and loudspeakers can be measured. Can the voice, the noise of a human being, cause disturbance? The third issue, they said, he erected something, then he was doing, then I raised the question, his occupation, he's a comedian, an international comedian. Were they aware whether he was shooting a movie, whether he was shooting a skit, whether he was doing his normal professional job, the way I do it as a lawyer? So really, this is a clear demonstration that the police have not understood the art of comedy. The police have not understood the fight that, on the bigger picture, what Eric is standing. Eric is bringing out the plight of 55 million Kenyans, about them not affording a meal, about them suffering because they can't get jobs, about the youth who are helpless. The other day, they arrested him that he was taking CVs to the head of state, because State House has turned out to be an unemployment bureau. Today, he's raising very grave concerns for this country. And once we told the court that, the court agreed with us that Eric does not need to be treated the way the police are treating him, and he was released on a meager 5,000 shillings cash bail. Remember the amount used to arrest him, to feed him, to keep him in police cells, arraign him in court, bring him in 4-5 Subarus with armed policemen, getting the judiciary, the clerks, the processing, the paper of the charge sheet. In total, the state must have used to the tune of 10 million shillings to arraign Eric in court, and he is released on cash bail of 5,000 shillings. We hope this will stop, and we are appealing to the police to be sensitive to the plight of people like Eric, who are now in the final phase of liberating this country. Remember, the Mau Maus fought for the liberation of this country. The Young Turks, Raila Odinga, Paul Mwite, and fought for the second liberation of this country. The third liberation is now led by the artists who have moved away purposes to do their stuff, but also to fight for the justice and the emancipation of Kenyans. So therefore, we will be in court to hear the evidence they will get, because among the witnesses, I have seen there are 4 police officers. There is nobody who either was driving that was obstructed. There was nobody who was annoyed, because the police cannot be annoyed. It is their job to protect whenever Eric is doing. So we still with Eric and hope justice will prevail. That is the position for now. Okay, a question to you, sir. You being Eric Omondi's lawyer, do you advise him to continue doing what he's doing in the streets? Eric is doing what every knowledgeable lawyer will advise him to do. It is within the law. If Eric commits a crime that is known under the penal code, I'll tell him don't. Eric is exercising Article 37 of the Constitution, the right to demonstrate, the right to bring to the public what is ailing the country. Eric is bringing out what the Constitution safeguards. Eric, under Article 27 and Article 22, he has a right to association. You cannot restrict that. That is a constitutional mandate. So, and that is why the government, that's why the courts are finding it very, very unpleasing that when somebody is exercising his right to exercise culture, to exercise artistic skills, potential of talent. When does exploitation of one's human potential or talent become a crime? So Eric has not transgressed any known penal law, any known constitutional prohibition within his constitutional right to continue doing. And as his lawyer, I'm encouraging him that he is doing exactly what more than 10,000 schools in this country are doing to teach citizens, young Kenyans, to remove, to understand, so that they are knowledgeable. Eric, by virtue of what he's doing, he is trying to bring awareness to 55 million Kenyans.
Thank you. Wakili, we have seen you represented some of the people who've been arrested during the demonstration. As an advocate of those clients, do you feel that it is time maybe for you advocates and the citizen to file a class suit to compel maybe the police to let Kenyans picket, demonstrate, and gather around?
2 petitions have been filed to challenge, one by UDA to stop the demonstrations. The judge was very categorical that that is a constitutional right. Another petition was also filed before Justice Omondi, and the ruling was very clear. You cannot limit the right of Article 37. I've seen my lecturer trying to move to the parliament that they want to make a law on regulating demonstrations. Demonstrations are worldwide. It is a right that cannot be derogated. Therefore, we, out of the people who have been charged for unlawful assembly, I am moving to court to challenge whether unlawful assembly under the penal code, a law that was passed in 1950, can host a constitutional provision of Article 37. And that is why the state has slowly, one by one, completely withdrawn these matters. I know even these matters of Eric, they'll never proceed. This is only, they will charge him. After 2 to 3 months, they will come to court and say, we intend to terminate these matters, because you cannot challenge the Constitution. Because in Article 3 of the Constitution puts it very clearly that it cannot be challenged before any court of law. Neither does it need any validity from anybody. So Article 37 cannot be challenged before any court of law. Neither does it need the validity of Kenya Kwanza, does it need the validity of any government. It is the People's Bill of Rights, the fundamental human rights. And Eric is exercising his right, the fundamental human rights. And therefore, I urge all Kenyans and the international world to support Eric, because the course he has taken is the course on behalf of 55 million Kenyans.
And if I can recall, this one is Omondi's second case in court. Maybe is it good, or the maximum cases that some normal citizens can have in court? What can you say about that?
There is no limit as to how many cases the police can charge you. They can bring 10 million cases. Eric has the best lawyers to deal with those cases as they come. So we encourage the police that they are doing their job. The courts will dismiss all those cases, and we are ready to defend Eric as and when they continue. But they'll be tired, because those cases, if I was to borrow the words of the Chief Justice, they are hot air.